Hi. So, continuing the conversation with regards to employee engagement, just want to share a few really good tips over the next couple of videos. So, probably 3 or 4 parts to this. So, the first one is to foster um, a really strong company culture, and you can do that through getting clarity in terms of what the vision is, where it is you're headed, what you're looking at, and also reinforcing the values. So here's a couple of ideas. Well, firstly, on the vision side of life, because I think sometimes businesses struggle with that, and the couple of things that I would suggest. Firstly, go back to when you started and what was it that got you into business. There's a vision there in terms of what's driving you, and then think about the art of the possible. Jim Collins has a great focus. I've mentioned him a few times now. Great book, Good to Great. But Jim Collins talks about the BHAG, and if you haven't heard of that, it's a big, hairy, audacious goal. And basically, it's a goal and setting a target of where you want to get to, but not actually knowing how you're going to get there. And I think if you can share a vision that is bigger than you, don't know how you're going to get there, it can really inspire and enroll the team. It gives everyone purpose. It gives everyone a platform from which to perform. So that's the vision side of life. Then the other piece that really helps the culture is the values. Now, I often come across this challenge when we're talking to businesses and they then start coming up with very generic value statements. Well, here's a tip for you. Get your leadership team, your management team, your board, or whoever that is, sat around the table, and then ask them who in our business absolutely epitomizes what we stand for. Who, if they left, would be a travesty? Who is it that just enrolls everybody, that's gets on with everybody? And then ask all of your leadership team to write down what those particular values are, how they see them, how they would articulate them. Then conversely, go to the opposite end of the scale and ask them about a person that they wouldn't miss. And in the same context, what are the values that they hold or don't hold? Now, the final part in this one, in actually starting to get a real nice development in terms of your values, is then to ask each of your leadership team, those sat around the table, where do they score themselves against those values? Once you've done that, you've got the platform to have a really good conversation about what are the values for the organization that you're in, what are the values for the business that you're in. And then the role then is to really just make sure that the values turn up each and every day and people are recognized for them. We reward people for them. The challenge you often face with a lot of organizations and businesses that I've seen over the years is the values are there, but they just turn up as a picture on the wall or a statement or a quote. Actually, what we need is to, over time, have our team truly internalize them. So there's a couple of thoughts for you in terms of going for the BHAG, getting a real focus in terms of what's the art of the possible, and then an exercise for you to actually develop and ascertain what your values are in the business from a ground up level, and one where you can then start to really encourage internalization from the team. There's a nice challenge for you today. Thanks a lot.